Whenever another non-token creature enters, put a counter against haste. Wow, that is absurd. Look at that count. 100 and 200 and 300 and... What the hell? 500. Is that 500 triggers? Oh my god! We go first, but this hand is just way too slow, I think. I'm gonna mulligan this. And this one is... Oh, it's on the verge of being okay, I suppose. Cultivate. If we have a land... Okay, fine. It's a tap land, but we'll get it on turn 3 with Cultivate, and I think that's fine. Unless they thought sees it here. None else. So they want to put lots of stuff into their graveyard, and then when they play Azonia, they're going to get loads of bugs. And they can... They've got loads of graveyard recursion in their deck. Okay, Cultivate is safer here, because if we went for the Somberwald Sage, it might just get killed. Assassin's Trophy, wow. Okay, we're going to shortcut and get ourselves more lands. Lovely. So there's the Assassin's Trophy land. And the others from the Cultivate. Wow, they've ramped us up quite a bit here. They really must value the power of the Shaper Sanctuary. He's strong, it is very, very strong, but this early means that we now have 6 mana on the following turn, which is a lot. Assemble the team. I wonder if they need lands. What do we do next turn? Do we just go for the Sunboard Sage? Swing for 1. Tyler's Tracker. Okay, so we get 2 creatures, so we're going to do 2 things. Sunboard Sage as well. Okay, so that's pretty good. Following turn, we can do... What have we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. Blossoming Tortoise. When it enters or attacks mill 3, then return a land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Activated abilities lands cost... Wow, that's actually really quite good. And it makes me really want to kill it. Can we kill it? I think so, because we've got the Vivian. So if we sack...
Close your eyes, breathe,
Clue.
and listen to the sounds of the wild.
Draw a card. I guess trading the tracker for that's fine, isn't it? Because do we really want them to... That's a mythic, yeah. I think we just trade these. Oh no, it doesn't. It's not fight, it's even better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm even going to do this. 2, 3, 4. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Eldest Reborn. Think we'll get rid of the Somberwald Sage. I think it's done its job. Yeah, this Vivian's actually a lot better than I thought, because fight makes it the -3 a bit cruel, but having just deal power is great here. So we're going to discard a card in our next turn. Let's see what creature we get here. Actually, Garrick's Uprising is good because you get to draw cards. Always good. Let me put some more counters on here. Lovely. This is going too smooth. Way too smooth. And we've got 10. Let's swing in here. Sacrifice a food. Draw more cards. Essica's Chariot, wow. Down to 11. So unless they have some kind of very good 6-mana spell, I think we might have this. Because we have lethal. If we sack the clue to the Tyler's Tracker, makes him 6 power. Search for blacks. Wow, okay, they've just pretty much killed themselves. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. Goose Mother coming in for the win there. Okay, this hand is very creature heavy. And we're facing Hirobi, which lets us... Whenever a creature becomes a target of a spell ability, to destroy that creature. Any creature. Wow, that's kind of freaky. So Tamiya's safekeeping is going to be terrible. Let's mulligan this. Okay, this is better. Creature becomes a target of a spell or ability. Wow. Which means that if we put Swiftfoot Boots on one of our creatures, it just kills it. Weird. Strange. Strange card. Mistering Mummy. We could go for the Swiftfoot Boots, actually, then equip it to the Delighted Halfling. I think that's probably better. And then the Festering Mummy is just going to be slightly ineffective here. Okay. Fading Hope. Okay, we're going to go for Colorless and go the Ozolith. And then just leave up the Fading Hope, I think. In case anything goes wrong. Because we want to get as many counters on the Goose Mother as possible. I probably should have gone for the Forest there, to be honest. Forest would have been just fine. Because we could have gone for the Tribute. Okay. And then we can... You know what? I'm actually going to put a counter on the Delighted Halfling here. Which becomes 2. It's kind of crazy, right? 2 mana, put 2 counters on something. Obviously, once Hirobi comes out, this is going to become null and void. But we can go for the Zagana. And then maybe bounce the Hirobi. Okay, so they're just going to straight up kill that, so we stop drawing cards. Fair enough. Expel from Maraska. So Zagana will just let us draw a card anyway. And then we'll swing in here. So I see what they're doing with the Festering Mummy, because if this dies, you can put a counter on any creature, and then when they do that, they will just kill it. So this is a pretty strong synergy with just residual things. So now they have a blocker. They also might be able to just sacrifice this right now with Village Rites. So they're not going to attack because they know that we'll just let that through. Do we want to just bounce the Hirobi? Probably. So then it just dies? But then... So they're just going to kill the Zagana as well? Sure. But I mean, to be honest, killing the Hirobi for 1 mana is pretty good, right? Again, sorry if I'm making some mistakes here. I have not played Magic for an entire week, which is a lifetime for me. I've just returned from a trip from France. And yes, it's like, well, you know, it takes a bit of getting used to again. So let's swing in. It's unlikely they'll block because they'll probably want to use this to kill one of our guys. But having the Swiftfoot Boots early is kind of awesome. Soul Hunter Rakshasa. When it enters, if you cast it, it does 1 damage to target opponent for each swamp. Wow. That is something we really don't want to bounce. Let's swing in. Very particular wording. They really don't want you to revive this from the graveyard and deal that damage, do they? Okay. So they're going to put a counter on their own creature. No, they're just going to negate that. Go for the Guardian Project. And yeah, we'll leave up the Expel from Maraska. So they're going to have such a hard time dealing with this Delighted Halfling, purely because they cannot target it. Caged Sun. We're definitely going to want to bounce this because we've got the Expel from Maraska. 6/6 coming through, I wonder. Let's reduce it a little bit with the Expel. So that'll put it on top of the library again. And 13. Okay. So we've got... How much damage can we deal here? We want to leave one open. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 4 leaves us with 1 open, so we can give it the Swiftfoot Boots. So we're going to draw a card. Give the haste to the Goose. Damn, are we... I feel like I maybe should have... Was there a way to have that lethal there? Well, they're at 2. Okay, so do they have a board wipe or something? But we do have... Again, we got the Swiftfoot Boots, so we can just get them in the air, even if they do have a board wipe, because all we need is 2 flying in the air with enough mana for the haste going over the top. The Ozolith puts counters on, and wow. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Right, so this hand is kind of... It's not fantastic. All our lands come in tapped. It's just so slow. Mulligan this. This is fine. So many tap lands there. I guess we can go for the... Go for the many partings here. Get ourselves a basic, a food. Set up the following turn. Summerlord Sage is going to be very nice into the Oyama-Natok. Oh, the Beanstalk. It's pretty good as well. Might be something to add to this deck, in fact. Come and draw a card whenever you cast something that costs 5. Draw a card. 5 or greater, should I say. Click on the Nissa. I think we exile the Nissa there. It's just too good. And we go for the Swarm Shambler. Yeah, because if they play a fetch land next turn, that's 5 mana, and I don't want that to happen. Harmonize. Okay, so they're going to refresh their hand. Sure thing. Swinging in. Aggressive. And they had to discard as well. Interesting. So if we go for the Temple, this gives us the 4th mana we need. Now, interestingly, with Set of the Wilds, it seeks, so it doesn't actually reshuffle the cards on the top of your deck. Do we want to do this here, or do we just want to go for... I think we'll go for the Oyama-Natok. I could have gone for the Set of the Wilds there, but I couldn't have done anything with the extra mana left over. So it would have just been a waste. Also, having more lands out is actually pretty good for Set of the Wilds in a green deck, because there's a lot of big spells we want to get out. World Shaper and a Delighted Halfling. Okay. Land drop. Use Primal Vigor. Do you want to go for Primal Vigor? Yeah. It does benefit them as well, which is a bit scary. Okay, let's swing in with the Oyama-Natok here. Do they want to block? If he does damage, he gets food. So how many lands are in the graveyard? Only 1. Interesting. How badly do they want that land? Very badly, apparently. Okay. So we used the Swarm Shambler. We're actually going to get 2 counters on here as well. comes Nissa. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mana open. So this is where it gets a bit scary. And the 1 ring. Right, okay. That means we can't deal any damage to them next turn, which is a shame. So what are we going to do? I guess go for Settle the Wilds. Get ourselves a 6, or do we want to get a 7? I think we want to get a 7, because that's Nissa, isn't it? Can we get a Nissa? We do. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll pay 5. And 4 life here. So Primal Vigor doesn't work for Planeswalkers. Okay, that's fine. That's why you want the other one, isn't it? So there's no point attacking because I've got protection from everything. Right. Now, what would be scary? I guess... Mono green. Crater Hoof. Crater Hoof wouldn't kill us, though. The fact Nissa gets 2 4/4s with this is kind of crazy. Oh, they're drawing so many cards. And we can't even kill it because it's indestructible. A Shire. Okay, so they're going to draw... And that's an 11/11. That's pretty scary, I have to say. And a Scoot Swarm. Wow, I really would like some kind of board wipe. Whelming Wave would be good. Because they've got so many non-land creatures now. In fact, they're all land, sorry, which means the River's Rebuke won't work anymore. Maybe the Goose Mothers are only hope here. Oh, nuts. And they're going to sacrifice this next turn to get a Crater Hoof. God damn it. That's insane. Scoot Swarm plus a Shire is just insane. It was going so well. See if they need to draw more cards. Titan of Industry. Okay. And 1 damage going in. Yep, sadly there's really nothing we can do. Because they're just going to get the Crater Hoof next turn. And if they don't get Crater Hoof next turn, then I'm in the wrong universe, clearly. That's cute. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 6. $14, $14. It would have been pretty good if they weren't playing unfair. Although we could just destroy it, right? Does that buy us a turn? Probably not. They could just have it anyway, right? Drawing 3 cards. Jesus. That is a lot of lands. As if... Then if this is the second time, reveal cards from top and to reveal an elf or elemental. So there's no elves or elementals in the deck. No? Last March of the Ents. So they're going to put any number of creatures from their hand into play after drawing 60,000 cards. What's it going to be? It is a shame that most games end the same way. I'm sure I'm not the only one to express this sentiment. Because there's so many cards in the format, but we just keep seeing the same things. What have we got? So we've got haste. Whenever another non-token creature enters, put a counter against haste. Wow, that is absurd. Look at that count. 100 and 200 and 300 and... What the hell? 500. Is that 500 triggers? Oh my god! I don't even know. Okay. Yeah, so a Shire makes all creatures' lands, right? So when all those creatures came in, they were all lands, and each one of those lands sees each one of the Scoot Swarms that's already out. So, 500 triggers, guys. Is there any way that we're going to win? No. So I think we're just going to concede this one, because they're just taking too long. And we know that we're dead. Cool. Game over there. Today's video goes out to AT Strategist. Thank you for your continued support on the channel and to all my other supporters. So AT Strategist wanted me to use the Goose Mother, which is a funny creature. It's kind of like the Hydroid Krasis, but a legendary version. I like the way they just keep stapling stuff to the Hydra type and making it original kind of creatures. It's kind of cool, kind of funky, and kind of weird to see where they can go. Like, are they going to do a cat Hydra one day or something weird like that? Might have already done one. But yes, the Goose Mother is pretty interesting. I think it's not too bad. The fact it doesn't have haste does hurt it a bit, but it is a big attacker. This can 2-shot, 3-shot your opponent's late game. So when it comes in with X counters, and whenever it enters the battlefield, create half X food rounded up. And whenever the Goose Mother attacks you, you may sacrifice a food to draw a card. The flavor is, I guess, a bit weird. I guess maybe the goose is stealing food from a table of some kind. But AT Strategist also wanted me to use 2 of the brand new crazy doublers that have just been put into the format, which is kind of ludicrous that they're both in the same set straight after a Commander reprint set. Obviously, that's not an arena, but we've got Doubling Season, which doubles any counters that you'd put on things, and it doubles any tokens you'd create. And Primal Vigor also does the same, which is kind of weird, but they're pretty much the same card. Only issue is Doubling Season is better because it only affects you, but Primal Vigor affects your opponent as well. So that is a bit risky. Pretty sure that's how it works. The deck has loads of ways to put tokens out and put counters on your creatures, starting early on with things like Ozolith, which take advantage of any counters that have been removed from play. You can then re-establish these later on to other creatures you control. Ochre Jelly is nice. Cards like this are nice in general because it cares about counters and it cares about tokens. I'm going to get my tongue tied soon because counters and tokens, continually saying that over and over again, is going to be quite a challenge. We've got Sajinja the Mealender, which is kind of interesting against control and planeswalkers because not only is it a food you can sacrifice, it gets hasted as a planeswalker on the other side of the field, and when another artifact is sacked or goes to the graveyard, put a counter on it, and you scroll 1, which is pretty good. We've got lots of incidental food advantage cards like Revive the Shire, which returns a permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Creates a food token as well. Many Partings are similar. Gets your land, creates a food. We also have, just loads of token enablers. Branching Evolution. We have Hardened Scales. Essica's Chariot's interesting because whenever Essica's Chariot attacks, you create a token as a copy of a target token you control. If you have food out, you can make food, and with something that Primal Vigorate, you're going to get 2 foods. It's not anything insane, but it's quite fun. Lots of food, lots of counters, and it's a pretty fun deck list. It doesn't do too bad, to be perfectly honest. I did manage to win my fair share of games with this. There's only one way to give haste, which is the Swiftfoot Boots. You can add more, but I just felt like it was a bit redundant having extra haste because haste doesn't stack, obviously. And the end game, obviously, if you can get to Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider, it's going to be pretty savage. Taking your opponent down, having your Planeswalkers ultimate the turn they come in, obviously works with Doubling Season as well. And yeah, this is pretty crazy. If you can get this out, doubling these tokens is madness. So thank you once again, AT Strategist, for selecting this as your video. If anyone else would like their own custom video, check out my Patreon in the description box below, and also my Ko-fi. And I'll be sure to make many more of these Wilds of Eldraine commanders as we go forward in time. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.